What's up, Coutureites? We're back to continue our species savor deep dive. So, we started taking a more in-depth looks, trying to do this in a smaller format. So I tried it once in a bigger format, and I got one dislike. I guess I didn't keep somebody's dinosaur, so they got upset at me. Just speculation, guys. This is my thoughts. I mean, you can have your thoughts. That's fine. You don't need to get mad if I cut your dino. So, let's see where we kept. So, with the confirmed species, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So, we picked 35. So, out of, including the deluxe edition, 84. So we're at 49 still to find. So, for round 2, I thought we would bring in the herbivores. And I have went ahead and I've organized them out to the stegosaurids, the ankylosaurids, ankyli/nodosauries, the ceratopses, the sauropods, the hadrosaurs. Just loop those together, and then these are just our random others. So that's going to leave all our carnivores, including, we'll put the Oviraptor and the Gigantoraptor in there with them as well. So we'll do them in the next video. Who knows, maybe we can also do a slight speculation on video on new species possibilities. Alright, so I feel like we're going to definitely have a lot of cuts in these groups here to narrow some of them down. So what we already know is Stegosaurus is confirmed, and obviously, I mean, you can't not do Stegosaurus. I mean, that's like a given. So now we got to get tricky. And I gotta forgive me here. Some of these images kind of get a little confusing sometimes. All right, so I believe we have is the chunky. That's the Were. That's the Kent. It's Chunky, Huang. Oh yeah, Chunky, Huang, or Chunky, the Giga, and the Huang. So 3 Chinese guys. So this is where it gets tough, because the one I want to automatically say is safe is the Kentrosaurus. It's a very popular stegosaurid. It's also in Camp Cretaceous. And we talked about, we think that a Camp Cretaceous DLC could come. And the Camp Cretaceous DLC is where we can get some new skins of some of the other guys that I will get to that might be getting cut. We can get the hybrids back in there. The Scorpius Rex and the Sinoceratops could be put in there. I mean, the argument could have made for the Nothosaurus to be put in there. I also put, you know what, for that, I'm also going to throw you in the bubble. So I also added a thing here. This is my bubble guys. These are the guys that I'm putting in, but I could also, there's a shot they could also not make it. And a lot of this is because I think we're going to get a mix of these guys. So it's like these guys could easily get swapped out for some of these guys or new species altogether. The shooty I was putting in just to round out my water reptiles. And him because I think the Archelon's making it in. I think we'd have multiple people that use the basking rock. But like I said, these are my for sure's. These are the guys that that are on the fence. So we're not going to get a ton of stegosaurids. I could see us only eating 3. That makes me want to put in the Kent. I'm going to put him on the bubble. Just because I could see him getting cut and added as a Camp Cretaceous. Because we have a Camp Cretaceous variant skin. So I could see that getting cut for that reason. But it's a popular animal. It's a very well-known dinosaur. Okay, then we go down to these guys. So we got two, right? So I'm thinking only one. There is a China map in the game. That's going to be in the game. So that's making me want to lean towards one of these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say no to the where. And I'm going to say no to the Juga. I can never say his name. It's like Jinga time. It's Chunky Wang. Chunky's got the bigger spike, so we're going to start Chunky. And we're saying no to Huang. I think it could easily be any of these three. So like I said, I'm just going to give him that nod. If your favorite is Huang, it could be the Huang. Don't get mad. I just think one of these three. I think it'll be one of these Chinese ones just because we have a Chinese map. Alright, so. Oh, that's a regular one, so. Alright, so we know Ankylosaurus is in from a statue. So that leaves us. Now this gets really hard to figure these guys out. That's the Crichtonosaurus. The something with an E. I can't remember how to pronounce it. The Mimi. The Nodrosaurus. The Polycanthus. And the Sauropenta. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to say you're out. So I'm also going to say we're going to get a combination of three. Ankylo's in. So originally I was going to cut the Attenborough because that was just thrown in there as a nice little nod to Richard Attenborough and kind of stuff like that. Then they kind of said that they believe it's confirmed to be in the game from a statue. So if they're going to throw that one back in, I'm going to lead that the Crichtonosaurus is going to get in because it's named after Michael Crichton. I think he gets in just for that reason alone. Just because it's the nod to the author of Jurassic Park. It's got that connection. Which is going to be a very unpopular. This is going to make a lot of people probably upset about this. I'm going to say Mimi doesn't make it. I know people, you all love your Mimi. So I may not, because I don't think they're going to cut all three Nodosaurs. I think Sauropelta's out. I think we're going to put Polycanthus out, and we're going to say the animal it's named after makes it in the Nodrosaurus. So we're going to go with that. So how many what we add there? So we've added. So we didn't do any for sure's because these ones are I want to put him. I almost want to put him in the for sure's, but I don't know. Just because the Camp Cretaceous thing couldn't keep him out, just like so there. So we got 4 there. Oops, I got 2 of them open. -4. It's my other calculator. No, it's the one from yesterday. Okay, all right, so I kept it. So now we're down to 45. Now the Ceratopsians. We already know my boy Triceratops, my favorite dinosaur. That's in the game. So processes of elimination. Originally, I was going to put this guy in, but I've also heard that I believe this is also a Camp. I haven't watched the last couple seasons of Camp Cretaceous, so I don't remember if this was an earlier season or not. Yeah, I think it was an earlier season. But this is a Camp Cretaceous one too. I could see it coming in that Camp Cretaceous pack. So what we got for Camp Cretaceous would be what? These guys right here are definitely Camp Cretaceous, right? Just those 3. So we know we have those 3, and then, like I said, we'll get to some more down the road here. So I could see Packy getting that ad. All right, so the Nuceratops is a Jurassic icon. It's in tons of Jurassic stuff. That, to me, I'm putting it in the locks. That's coming back. I'm going to make another bold claim here because I've heard a lot of people actually think this one's going to get cut. And we're going to talk about another one down here that I keep hearing, I've seen people say that too about, but it's absurd to me. Styracosaurus is an extremely well-known dinosaur. It's been in many dinosaur movies in the past. I mean, I think the very first one, Lost World, I think had a Styracosaurus in it. Did we have one in 1 million years BC? I've seen it. I've seen this in tons of dinosaur movies, and it's a well-known dinosaur. I think it's safe. So what I think the Pinta is cut. No, I'm going to put you at the back here. So we have Chasmosaurus, the Sinoceratops, who does have movie time, and the Torosaurus, which is another famous Triceratops. In fact, at one point everybody thought the Triceratops and Torosaurus may have been the same dinosaur. So they almost got rid of one of them. Torosaurus was named first, so that would have got rid of this for Triceratops, and I don't think there was anywhere in the world they were going to let that happen. They lost Brontosaurus and then regained Brontosaurus. So that's what we have, 3. So, sort of 2, and then the one kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say no to you. All right, I'll give it the Sinoceratops. I think originally I was picking Torosaurus. That's definitely a bubble one. We could flip-flop any of those guys. So we added 1, 2, 3 of those to give us 4 total. Boom, boom. All right, so the sauropods. Well, you know Brachiosaurus is in the game. And that's a different. That's a Jurassic. That's a famous long neck dinosaur. Famous Jurassic dinosaur. Park movie dinosaur. The other big one, another huge one on the list is Apatosaurus. I'm giving that a lock. Famous dinosaur. Famous movie animal. It's got the double whammy. This was the Alamosaurus? No, you're out. The Camarasaurus? I think you're out. Alright, let's get on the boy here. I've actually saw a video saying they don't think this guy would make the game. The Diplodocus. One of the most famous long-necked dinosaurs. Alright, so I made this argument. So, in the history of dinosaurs, if you did like a Mount Rushmore of sauropods, Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus / Brontosaurus, Diplodocus, they're definitely on that Mount Rushmore. You can make arguments on the 4th one. Argentinosaurus, who's never been in the game. Hint, I think Argentinosaurus could be one of our new dinosaurs. I don't even hear much about Argentinos. Did something happen to Argentinosaurs? I don't actually even hear anything about Argentinosaurs anymore. Did I get that declassified? I guess maybe I should do some homework before I make that decision. Because actually, I've not heard about that one. I have not heard that name in a long time. There used to be a Supersaurus and an Ultrasaurus. I think they've been eliminated. There's the Drafotype, which is technically the Brachiosaurus model that we do have. Those aren't really popular, so the arguments. So there's a top 3. It's these 3. I'm saying Dip is in the game. I mean, if they cut the Diplodocus, that's a mind blown. I mean, it's in Walking with Dinosaurs, the Ballad of Big Al, but even that really, really bad dinosaur documentary that came out with Stephen Fry, I'm pretty sure it had Diplodocus in it. I've never seen it because it's never been released in America. I am getting the new Walking with Dinosaurs next week on PBS, so I'll finally get to watch that. But Diplodocus has been in, like, tons of media. So it's hard to believe that that would be cut. So let's see. So we got 3. So I think we'll get a couple of these guys because these are famous dinosaurs, right? All right. So let's switch these guys up. We got 2 small ones, 2 monster ones. I'm saying one of each. I'm saying Mummy is out, and Dreadnoughtus, because his film history, is in. All right, so we look at these 2 guys. I think Niger's gonna make the cut, and the Marga is going to make it in just because it's got the cool little neck spines. Gives it that nice little look, and until we get the Titanosaur for Jurassic World Rebirth, which I do feel like that will be after some new information came out about the campaign missions got leaked. So then they let Evo Squared release her video. And she's even agreed to this. I don't think Rebirth's going to be in the game. I think that will be a DLC pack. So yeah, so I think we're going to get him. All right, so we've added. Oh wait, we tell you what, we will put him as a bubble one. We'll do that as a possible one. I think these 3 are locks. So that's 4 sauropods. Boom, 37. And I do think we're going to have more herbivores than we're going to have carnivores. I think we've always had that in every game. There's usually typically more herbivores than carnivores. All right, so when we look at our hadrosaurs, our only one we know in is the para. So it takes us down to these guys. Now I'm going to go with some big name recognition here. We have big name guys. The Cory is a big name animal. I mean, I will put it in the bubble because it's probably not as famous as, not one of the more famous ones, but it's a pretty well known one. This guy, the Edmontosaurus, is a big name hadrosaur. The key prey item of the T-Rex. He's in. So we got a little tricky trying to keep track of those. This was the one like Tizintosaurus. You're out. The Olero-Titan, you're out. The Oranosaurus is got. Well, this one does have Camp Cretaceous history, doesn't it? It's in Camp Cretaceous. It's also kind of famous. Ooh, Camp Cretaceous. I'm gonna think you're in though. So we're putting you in the bubble. Damn, that could fall into that Camp Cretaceous category. If there would be a Camp Cretaceous DLC, that could fall in there too, as it's one of those dinosaurs. We might have to revisit some of this stuff when we get through and see how many animals we have left over for that Camp Cretaceous DLC, which I've already mixed them back up again. That was you, and you. So we still only have 3 down there. I need to watch the rest of that so you see what other animals are in it so I can kind of help get an idea. The Mutimberosaurus. From what I've seen, we do not have any. We have an Indonesia map, but we do not have a Australian map. And you're just kind of a forgettable one. You're gone. The Maiasaurus. It's a well-known dino. It's kind of. It's always been a. No one's really liked it in the movies. There's rumors that it was going to be in Rebirth with a redesign, so I don't know if that is true. It could come in as part of that pack. I'm cutting you. I just don't think people really will like that one too much. So you're out. So what we keep here? So we took one is the for sure, and then we got 2 in the maybe category. So 3 of those. So we're down to 34. Alright, so when we get to these guys, we know the galley is in, so that's been confirmed. I think here's where we're going to make another big call. I think one of these makes it in, and I think it's the Struthy. So much so that I'm going to say it's yes. And the, however you say this one, the Arc something, like, never knew it before this game. I never knew what that one was before the game. I believe they said Claire mentioned it by name at one point. I don't care. I think you're out. So I think one of our new species could be the Orthomimus with feathers. There's another possible new dino. All right, so clearly the Packy is in. That's too easy. That the Packy's in. I think Draco is out. And I think Stiggy Moloch, because it's also got movie relevance, will also be a definite. So we added 3 there. Oh, I keep going up there. That's to confirm. We're not calling them confirmed. Minus 3 more. So how many herbivores do we got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where they start out there? 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're at 23 with 31 left. What about, I do think some of these will be new species. I could knock off 10. Like I said, my goal is to get down to 10. I'm thinking 10 for new species. So we have 21 spots left. So we're slightly over that in herbivore. So we're doing all right. So what we know. All right, so we have our strange guys. So let's move up our strange guys. Big strange guy. Little strange guy. Little strange guy. Big strange guy. Little, and big. So these are just wacky herbivores. And like I said, we know there's 7 that don't breed. And I don't think it's 7 hybrids. I mean, granted, the explanation, there's 7 hybrids, 82 animals. That would take us to 75 base animals, which is kind of a base number. 82 animals put in the 2 Indoms, the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor, and that's 80 animals. Also a nice round number, and that would leave 5 animals that are probably too small to breed. Compies, like I said, anything like stuff like the compies and the little guys. So I'm going with it's a mix of those. Is my going theory for now. That could change. All right, so first off, I'm going to say, yeah, Therizinosaurus is a lock. Iguanodon, to me, is a lock. It's Iguanodon. It's the first dinosaur ever found. It's a historical dinosaur. Dinocaris, we know they're semi-aquatics for the deep water. That makes me think it's a lock. So right now, what we know is going to be our semi-aquatics for sure, are going to be the Baryonyx, the Spinosaurus. I mean, I would assume our sauropods and maybe the hadrosaurs will kind of do stuff in the water. I mean, that's been debunked that they're like super water species. That's like that was the old theories. I mean, it's possible they will go in water. Well, we already know that brachiosaurs will go in water. It's possible these guys may go in the water too, because they were first considered called duck-billed dinosaurs. But I'm thinking we have to have some more water creatures, so boom, Dinocaris has to be a semi-aquatic. But we could get more. I got theories on that too. Alright, so now let's go to our little guys. Alright, so this gets tough. Because so the only one that I think is the easy cut is the Dryosaurus. I think Dryo's going to lose out to guys that are community. So the giveaway. People argue with me over a shark video, a fake AI shark video. All right, so you know you're in a movie. You were well loved when you were brought into the game, and you're a well requested animal. So, where are we at on herbivores? We're at 1, 2. All right, where's the calculator at? It's 31. We got 21 animals left. Wait, 29, 30. We have 30 predators. So right now, 30 predators. That's saying 21 make the game. So, 21, maybe 19 of the old ones make it in. So, all right. So maybe we'll take 2. I think we'll take a new pair. So let's start a new one. Call this category the 9 breed so we can keep track of it. It'd be Indo. Oh, whoops. Let's move it up one now. So we're going to move that up to there. The no breed. We'll take you out. We'll put you in. I think all you guys are safe. We'll get baby turtles, sure. Maybe move it up one more. All right, so 5 left. We take 2 of these. That leaves us with 3 little guys here. And I know 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I have 3 that I'm leaning towards there. So yeah, all right. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with 2. This gets really hard because these are also bubbles. Ah, fudge. Oh, who do we cut? Who do you cut here? This is tough. Well loved, well requested. I think it's pretty well loved, but also a movie dino, but it is very small. Ha! Fuck, buddy. Sorry. Then we'll take you. Oh, up here. No, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to take you because you're newer. We will cut you. Sorry, buddy. I could easily see you making it in over you. Because all 3 of these are itty bitty tiny little things. Alright, so there is our herbivore list. So I feel like that's definitely the Stegosaurus that's on the outside. I do think either of these 2 could take, any of those 3 could be flip-flopped around. The species is named after the Nodrosaurus, but I could see Polacanthus probably taking its place. If we don't get a Chinese stegosaur, then maybe Mimi could squeeze back in there if they don't do a Chinese. There's a Chinese map, so I fear they're going to want something from that area. Kind of tie it. They kind of play with that, I would think. I'm leaning towards. But there's a shot. Mimi slides in there over one of the Chinese stegosaurs. Or could slide in there over the Kentrosaurus if they pull Kentrosaurus for a Chaos Theory pack. So, I mean, he could make it in over him, and he could be safe for the Chaos Theory pack. So you might get your Mimi. I am leaving that open as a possible door, as these two could be swapped, and any of those three will make it. And it'll be either Nodrosaurus or Polacanthus. Did I forget the oh yeah, well, we added 2, right? So we added 2. Minus 2. So we're at 29. And like I said, I'm leaving 10 spots for new species. So that means we are going to have to pick 19 carnivores. So I think I said it was 30. So 11 carnivores are going to be getting cut, in my speculation here. It's going to be some tough calls there. And like I said, I'll do some research around. I'm going to see if I can come up with a couple species that could be added. I'm going with 10. I could see a minimum of 5 new ones. I think they kind of want to sell us something. They want to sell the game, so I think they want to try and pack some new things in there. And I don't think we're getting rebirth animals. So I do have another type of animal that could get squeezed in there that they are hiding really well so far. Especially with the semi-aquatic part. I think that opens a door. I think there's at least 5, and possibly 3 to 5 things right there we could add. But we'll talk about that as well later. And let's see where we're at here. Oh wow, this one. So this one did go about 30 minutes, so we went a little longer than the last one did, I believe. So there's our. There's where we stand now with Herbivores. Till next time. Cachorro out.